Take motherfucking two. Take one.
Yep.
Snap.
Snap.
Fucking snap.
Right. Rusty, great to be here in your house.
Oh, thank you. This is Steve. Steve Magnuson, local legend in Portland, Oregon. And as well as I found out Corvallis, Oregon. Local legend down there. Am I correct to say this?
Yeah, man, I was in Corvallis. I was just talking about a radio show that I used to run down at the KBVR radio station.
What was it called?
It was called Studio Closed Due to Bees.
And on this, you said you were doing improvisation games of sorts, and
Yeah, I had improv buddies. They came on air, did the whose line is it anyway style games, and a little corny, a lot of failure, a lot of questioning myself.
and so then that's
Whenever I question myself, I'm like, good question, man, and then I just get sadder.
it's a safe way to do it. It keeps it's like the circle of life.
Circle of life, circle of despair.
Circle.
Rusty, you ever spiraled down into despair?
Many a times. Many a times. I'm probably somewhere towards that spiral right now at this very moment.
Well, you're pulling away with the podcast, podcasts. Jeez.
You get to hear about it now. Now I got to fucking bitch on here about all kinds of stuff and be happy sometimes.
Why occupy yourself with the voice in your own head when you could hear others?
Right, like
Normalize.
yeah, like you and I.
It's a good tagline.
I think there it is. There's the tagline of the show, which is, of course, named, and this is where we insert the name, that has not been determined yet.
If there was an audio green screen, you would be putting it up right there to have the name edited on.
Yes. It's one of those After Effects kind of things.
Yeah. I'm wondering about the podcast. I'm wondering about this desire for podcasting and what made you want to do it? What brought you to get this voice recorder, to get your Pentium 4 Dell Tower with
the floppy disks.
with a floppy disk.
Well, I thought it was a good idea. I was under the impression my old computer is actually newer than this. But it's about a year, so that would put it somewhere maybe circa 2005.
These modern times we live in, I'm not going to question why you have a less new computer.
A less new computer that is a new computer.
This is circa 2005, you said.
Yeah, I'd say maybe that might be older because it has the disk drive on it, so that's maybe like circa 2003. Is what I'm thinking, but right. It's all cleared out. I have not looked at any porn on there yet.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I've had it for like a week and a half.
Oh.
Well, it's only been a week and a half, but I know that my other one, I looked at a lot of porn on there, and
what's the longest you've gone without jerking it?
Oh gosh. Well, does that include like banging, or is that like a time when I'm not banging? Dude, I don't know. Maybe like 4 days?
4 days. Yeah.
4 days, something like that. What about you?
Maybe 7, I think.
7?
And you ever watch the movie, this bright little gem of life, Darren Aronofsky, Requiem for a Dream?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
What happens? Well, no, like movies I haven't seen, like...
We can't talk about movies you haven't seen.
Well, then that's good. That's yes, I've seen it. And so in this movie, I was remembering that...
Well, in the movie, they say, there's a fake infomercial, and it says, all right, we're having our 1 month of power. Here's the first rule, no red meat. And then everyone goes crazy, like, oh my gosh. And you know Shooter McGavin?
Oh, yeah.
He's that actor doing it.
Sweet.
And then he says, rule number 2, no refined sugar. Oh, no. And whole outro, and people are like, "Oh gosh!" And then the third rule, he's like, "Here's rule number 3. This drives most people crazy." And then at that point, the character watching the infomercial goes into insanity, and you never find out what step 3 is. But in the outtakes, is no orgasm.
Fuck.
And then in the outtakes, also everyone just losing it in the studio, like, no, no.
So is this all compounded? Is this like fucking like you can't eat meat, and then you can't have meat with no sugar products, and then no meat, no sugar, and no coming?
No glazed steaksicle while you're doing it.
Man, why hasn't that happened yet? I'd really like to have one of those days.
Teriyaki ribs, while you...
Right, teriyaki gelatin ribs, something good.
But I tried to do that for a whole month. I tried to do those 3.
Holy fuck.
I made it like a week or like 10 days.
So I assume the first one to go was the orgasm.
I think I accidentally ate some ketchup. And I counted myself out.
And once you say you got the ketchup, you're just like, oh, fuck it, man. I'm going to go fucking jerk off.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep.
And then, okay, I'm going to go have
It's a great reason.
a hamburger.
Yeah.
Might as well have some fries. I have some ketchup already. Keep it moving.
You ever realize that masturbation is not an effective way to get anything?
It really isn't.
No.
It just... I've never thought of it that way, but now it's...
I think of my comedy and doing stuff like this podcast, like I'm here because of a failure of masturbation. Like I've tried masturbation for years.
Right.
Right?
You think we'd be really good at it, and we'd be like being able to solve all kinds of shit.
If it got you anything, I would have gotten it already.
Right.
If it got you somewhere, I've had a lot of practice.
It's not like 7 to 10 years of comedy before, like, you know, you actually, like, find your voice. It's like, I've been jerking off for, like, 17, 18 years, man. And, like, I think I would have found my voice by now, and I'd be, like, able to, like, jack off in, like, 11 seconds every time, man. But
that's not the goal, though.
It can be. That can be one of the goals. There should be many goals. There should.
Goals.
Well, what are the goals, then? If it's not...
Jerking it?
Yeah.
Relieving stress, getting good feels in your groinal nerves.
It holds for
I don't feel like
few.
I should be the one on trial here.
You're not on trial. You are on trial. You're on trial. So you haven't been sworn in, but
here's your trial disc for AOL Online.
Dude, it came with this computer, man. It was pretty awesome. In here, and then I'll get like 4 more in the mail in the next week.
How good are you? How would you tell yourself about? How would you label yourself with computers? Are you a computer whiz?
No, not yet. I'm a little whizzy, but I like to use old shit. Like with this stuff, this is obviously quite state of the art.
I'm looking at this man's Windows desktop display, and I see VLC Media Player already. That's a deliberate choice. I know you're making good choice there.
Awesome, thank you.
You got Google Chrome, but I gotta check something. I gotta check to see if you have window animations.
I don't have window animations.
Can you disable them?
I don't know what window animations is.
Looks like Rusty is the type of man who went into his display settings and disabled the fade effect of the menus, which is a good move.
Whoa.
You did that, didn't you?
No,
Oh.
I must have.
I did. So I pressed the Windows button.
Yeah.
And it sure he's got Windows Messenger, which if you try to update it gives you MSN Messenger. Sure he's got lots of trials and everything. But as I navigate through this menu, I see no fade transition effects. You are efficiently using your processor.
Oh, well, thank you.
I look for things like that.
Are-
I look, can I trust this person to manage a computer? Can I trust them to manage our relationship or whatever is happening?
Well, thank you for that. There's it needs to be done. It can't be like it's not my jerk off computer anymore, man. I gotta make it all right. Not yet. I'm gonna try, man. I found other outlets besides, looking on the internet for porn. It's kind of nice. It's expanding my mind and making my creativity better, man.
What's this other outlet? Let's be definitive. Let's describe.
Well, there's always stuff that I can get pictures on my telephone, which I haven't been able to get quite as much. But there are definitely pictures that come across my telephone that are,
They come across your telephone. It sounds so passive.
Yeah. Well,
what's this here?
Yeah. Here's this little picture that I got, and it's like, okay, well, this picture that I received was like, okay, well.
Oh, there's another agent involved who is creating these photos and sending them to you.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So I have those. Those are kind of nice. But then, I could, if I wanted to, open up some stuff on the internet. But I don't really have internet on my phone. I have to, I think I have to pay extra. So I figure I'm getting it here. But if I go on here, I'm going to go and, kill my computer and virus it up. I download a lot of programs I know probably give me viruses and shit. But I know porn.
VLC Media Player.
Right, VLC Media Player ain't nothing to fuck with. It's giving me all kinds of viruses.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Audacity. We're speaking into Audacity right now.
Both of us are.
Yeah, our setup is that I have my computer running Audacity, and he has his running Audacity.
And it works. This is my first time using Audacity.
What?
Yeah. I just started today. I downloaded it this morning, and I saw that.
Oh. You never answered the question. What made you scratch this podcast itch?
Oh, well, so I've been going on this podcast. I can put it over the BCX radio podcast. I've done that 5 times. And before that, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts over the last couple of years. And I don't even have, on my MP3 player, I don't even have any music on there. I just listen to podcasts.
Is that because of your passion for podcasts or your lack of storage space?
It's 2 gigabytes, so it's a little bit of each. I did have for a little while a few music tracks on there, but I enjoy listening to podcasts. There's enough of them where it keeps me entertained. I'm always out walking or at work. I can listen to stuff, and I'd rather have it yell out "fuck" a whole bunch of loud times. That's not during a song. It's just someone talking, and all of a sudden they yell "fuck" because a lot of them have really bad voice audio levels on it. So on the pop, because I at my work I have a boombox I hook it up to, and so whenever I have to turn it up all the way for it to work, and then all of a sudden it still is all quiet, and then all of a sudden especially with Adam Carolla, I just hear him, and all of a sudden he goes on some rant. And you just hear, "fuck" 1,000 times, and it's awesome. Unless someone's right there and have to run over and turn it down real quick.
Technology can take care of that and even it out. Even iTunes has a built-in leveling feature.
Really?
For shock jocks, and even iTunes can do that. So I'm surprised. Are you working at a place where there's customers?
Yeah, I know. They let me around people, and sometimes children. Sometimes children.
Do people ever maybe have a weird reaction to you? Do they take in Rusty Diamond and then act in a disrespectful way? Or maybe the opposite. Maybe you've had a very nice person.
So I've had both. I've had people who I just know are fucking don't want to have it. I don't know. Everyone that comes in, I don't want to name the place that I work at, but I will. It's a bowling alley.
Oh, okay.
And I got people in there that I don't know. It's nice I don't have to wear a name tag. I think everyone else knows everyone's names because we're supposed to be out there selling stuff to people. Supposed to
Extra games?
Getting people to sign up for leagues, get food and stuff. But the thing is, there's no incentive to do it. So we're just
So it's something that you pressure to do, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh,
go
man.
go walk the lanes, get people to sign up for leagues, get some extra food, sign up for their email and cell phone updates, coupons, and all that shit. But there's no like reason, like we don't get any like spiffs or anything to do it. So
I think
I
that's
just
the problem because sales, they have to do that stuff to make people want to do it.
right.
And sales, you have, it's so icky. Sales.
Yeah, sales is a fucking weird thing. Like, if I wanted to, man, I could fucking. I'm a great salesman, but it's just like, if it's something that I don't really give a fuck about, why am I like doing it? And then if
Yeah.
people next time they're gonna be like, hey man, remember last time you sold me that fucking stupid product, and now you want me to buy something else from you? I don't want to do that, man. You lost it.
If you have integrity, sales is hard. My friend always told me that in sales, the first sell you make is to yourself. So it seems like a lot of self-deception has to happen.
Oh yeah.
And changing yourself and not having a lot of integrity. So to me, it seems so yucky. And then that's why they're supposed to be giving you incentives.
Right.
And
Yeah, you need incentives to sell your soul, man. A little something to get that back.
just,
Some sort of monetary gain of some sort,
I'm
or
not trying to justify it and say why that happens, but I'm describing that that's what seems to happen in sales. You need to have the incentives.
right. Yeah, you can't just expect people to do it, and it's like you sell X number of units and you're the top seller,
Mm-hmm.
but then you get nothing. You just go along. There's no reason. It's like Office Space, man. It only makes you want to work hard enough to not get fired, or whatever. Not that I'm saying I'm not a hard worker, but just there's no reason to fucking go above and beyond, and so
Podcast hard enough not to get deleted.
that's right. It may. This one won't. This one.
Don't delete us.
Yeah, don't delete us. Keep subscribing. You'll know the name because it's going to be mentioned at the beginning and the end of this, but
Yep.
not. It might happen. It might come up with something later on.
Do you know how to run an XML feed for which podcasts live on and distribute their episodes?
What's that? I don't.
XML feed is a little internet thingy, and it serves up the podcast episodes. Oh, that's what you need for an iTunes listing, is an XML feed, and it's just a list of all your. Every time you post a podcast, it says, episode 1, rusty nails on a chalkboard, episode 1, and then it shows
Awesome.
the episode. I like naming stuff, dude.
I like that name, man.
That's too cliche. I like meta stuff, and I like redundant stuff. Like I call one of my YouTube videos YouTube Internet Video in the title. I like redundant stuff. I like meta stuff. One of my favorite comedy shows was it was called Don't Get Bored of Us and Leave.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was this comedian in Brooklyn or someone named David Deneen Porter. Name drops.
Were you around on Sunday to name the show at the Seven Corners? They're looking for a name of a show.
No, but I saw some of them in that post. There's an open mic in town called Seven Corners, and they want to put a little message on the marquee. So in our little Portland comics board, they had a post to say, please try to name this, and there are some funny ones.
Dude, I had nothing.
Did you remember any of them?
There was one that was like banana and what was it? Banana something kaboom somewhere around there.
My favorite was Jason Traeger's My Other Bar is an 8-dimensional hypercube.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
Where did that one end up?
On the internet.
Oh, on the internet. Okay, that's one of my favorite open mics.
Yeah.
It's a good open mic, man. The internet, man, it's a good testing ground. It's usually the same people that are in the audience, so it's a little preview of what's gonna happen.
There's this experimental open mic on Twitter, ran out of Austin, Texas, and they put out a list of about 10 jokes, and you're supposed to tweet into the open mic, and then they read it over the open mic or something.
That just sounds like maybe they're out of ideas.
They're out of ideas. Everyone in Austin is just out of ideas.
Yeah.
Jokes.
Yeah, just tweet them in. We'll read them and we'll put our spin on it. Just looking down at your cell phone. Yep. Okay. So I don't have any good jokes, man. I don't tell jokes. Yeah, outsource them. I want to do one where it's you go and you have a Twitter feed, and we get like a PA system that we can carry around and let the people know on Twitter where we're gonna be, and then just like show up like over at like some block, like do like or up at some park or something, like go and chill it. Say we're gonna be at Mount Tabor Park at like 7:00. There's gonna be a show there, and it just always moves around, and you get a certain amount of people every day, like 10 people or some shit, and just go do a set. And sort of like there's this Koi Fusion food cart, and they go and they always like tweet where they're going to be each day, and people follow that because people like that food. I haven't had it, but I've seen it. They play some music and shit, but it's
they're going. It's a food cart. I didn't suss out the whole idea you have with the Twitter feed, because an open mic that then the location is announced.
Yeah, like you announce the location like maybe like the day of or something. Like you just go in, and then everyone that's signed up for it goes and meets that location, and then everyone else kind of just goes to that location, just like like have it like
nomadic, just a nomadic open mic.
Right, like have it just set up somewhere like on Hawthorne or something, like Hawthorne and 39th or something. Yeah, just right there, just in the middle, and you can like yell at people and shit, and like try and do it at rush hour or something, and just start like yelling at cars, barking at cars.
They'll think you're a street preacher.
Right.
At MLK in Killingsworth, there's a street preacher on Saturdays.
Awesome. Have you talked to him, or do you just like walk by him? Or
I get out of there as fast as I can.
That's probably a good idea. You don't need some new knowledge.
I don't want to listen to their.
So then that could be a big problem, because there's going to probably be a lot of people with that mentality, and they don't want to. There's not going to be a lot of people who are going to sit down and be like, oh, maybe these people are doing something worthwhile. You just kind of get lumped into that whole dude with the fucking microphone out in the middle of the street.
Yes, it helps to have the stage and a bar there. I don't know if you checked out the internet. I've rehashed about 4 things I read on the internet just now, and one thing I wanted to tell you is a mobile comedy club. It's like a cart with a mic inside. Mobile comedy cart.
Did you say this is already made, or you?
It's already made.
Where are they doing it?
I don't know their Twitter feed. You can check out.
Yeah, check that out on Twitter.
Check out Twitter. I recommend the website www.youtube.com.
Oh yeah, I recommend that too. That's that website where you can go tubing. Yeah, did you know I used to have a web series? I don't know if I told you. Maybe we can do that later. Do a commentary over the web series. It's about.
Of your own web series?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, if you want to, at some point, maybe be like an hour long.
About your old stuff.
Yep, I did it like a few years ago, and it's really pretty shitty. I like to be honest about it.
What's it like?
Well, it's me. It's kind of simple. My buddy, he's chilling out, watching YouTube videos and smoking cigarettes. Mm-hmm. And that's all he does. He's like the king of YouTube.
The king of YouTube?
He's the king of YouTube, yeah. And so I'm out doing something weird, like
What does he have to back that up with? Just his own determination, saying I'm the king of YouTube, man, or does he have?
it's not self-proclaimed.
Does he have the channel views? Does he have the subscribes?
No, he doesn't have the channel view or the subscribes. He just he seeks it from outward, but from within at the same time. he is in there. He's
Subscribes on the real world, man. That's where they really count on YouTube.
Right. Yeah. There's absolutely like maybe 20 people in the world who have watched it, maybe more. I think a lot of the views came from us watching it over and over. But
yeah.
well, because of that channel, but he has his own channel. But so he's chilling out watching things, and I'm like, sleeping on a park bench, or I'm out just I don't know what else I'm doing.
How's that happening at the same time?
Just go back and forth, like a cut to him, like sitting down, with it, watching. It's sort of like Mystery Science Theater 3000, but it sucks.
Was it scripted?
Barely.
Because it sounds like it'd have to be if you had two locations and you're intercutting.
Well, I mean, it was some pretty high-tech Windows Movie Maker editing, but so I mean, some of it was scripted, but like every single one of them, it just had a formula. There would be the me chilling out somewhere, him doing that. He calls me up and he says, "Hey, you want to go tubing? Like watch YouTube videos?"
Oh, that's the intro, huh?
That's the intro, and then.
And what are you like? You're like, oh, I just got off of a park bench, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm just chilling, whatever I'm doing. And then I say, tubing! And then I run to his place, and there's like this whole sequence.
Does he run into the garage? Does he drive a car in behind you, and you go, ah! And you scramble into the door, and you sit down on a couch together, and the couch...
I am surprised it never happened, dude, because it's a lot like that. And like, there's one that's almost just like that. You were saying that, and I was like, holy shit, man, this is almost exactly what happens. But that's going to have to happen now. A little fucking homage to The Simpsons, man.
The who?
That TV show?
Oh.
With the yellow people.
Yellow people.
That have...
I always worry about The Simpsons. I think they ought to get checked out for jaundice. Or jaundice. I
think so, man. The whole town. There's like a whole epidemic. Yeah.
I think like having hepatitis C is normal in that town.
I think so. It's just accepted, and everyone's just like...
Most gives everyone hepatitis.
Yep. Hey, that's not Mo. That's Otto. I can't do a Mo. Can you do a Mo? Do you do impressions, man?
You'd be like, hey, Ahoma, you want to try one of my rusty needles? Rusty needles now? That's where they get the hep C. Bringing it together, incorporating.
I like it.
I did it.
You did it. Thank you.
That's the sound of a liver cell exploding.
There is clapping going on.
Making the bilirubin all over and making the jaundice.
It's good. It's good. People need it. It helps take care of things. And look how long they've had it for like 20 some years, dude. And they're all still alive.
They're stable.
A few people have died, and they said it was some other stuff, but like they really didn't. They just died from that, and it.
I always thought that jaundice was like justice for Juan. Like jaundice. When will we have jaundice?
It is.
It is.
It is. It's Spanish. I haven't studied Spanish too much, but that's one of the translations.
Too much.
Right.
How much is too much?
Well, it's more like a side hobby. Side hobby in Spanish.
That's how it's treated in Mexico too.
Right.
What if in Mexico they had the problem of people degrading the language down there, and like Mexican and Spanish scholars down there were like upset with texting and just scoffed at American companies like Taco Bell, like Gordita. What is this? This no me gusta.
Yeah, no me gusta. I've always been a fan of No Me Gusta. Like, I wish.
It means this does not please me. That does not please me.
Yeah, that's Taco Bell.
Does not please me.
Taco Bell doesn't please me. I like to go up and say No Me Gusta.
Whoa!
But
This is news flash for me.
Dude.
I know you, and hearing you say that Taco Bell does not please me,
No.
this upsets all of my sensibilities.
dude, I still have.
Revolutionizing my impression of Rusty Diamond right now.
It's Taco Bell, man. Like I've ate like one thing there that I've been happy with the whole time. I've been eating Taco Bell for years, and I always get soft tacos, man, with no lettuce, because the lettuce there fucking tastes all weird, and it's all that strippy little shit that like
I
doesn't
appreciate the shape. I do not appreciate the texture and taste.
of the soft taco or of
lettuce.
Taco Bell of the lettuce. You enjoy the taste of the lettuce?
I don't enjoy the taste.
Oh, the taste.
I appreciate the intent of having an easy to manipulate. I'm not going to call the Taco Bell lettuce fresh, but I would say I want lettuce that is accessible to my fork, able to be coated with the dressing of my choice. I do not appreciate broadleaf lettuce. I will chop it up with my fork.
Yeah, because I mean, or else you just gotta fucking like grab a whole big old thing and just fucking like stuff it in your mouth, and that's
Yeah.
always weird.
Like some kind of healthy idiot.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
The healthy is good, man. That's it's important.
That's just okay. Monsanto's the big GMO. That's another way like Monsanto keeps us down. It's like here's a big chunky vegetable. That's what GMO products do. They get big.
Right. But so are you down with the big food? The GMO? Are you Facebook Monsanto and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense, but I understand what you mean.
Yeah, well, like Facebook fluoriding, fluoridization.
I support GMO, Facebook, and fluoridated Twitters.
Right. I'm not talking about like, do you actually support GMO or fluoride? It's like, do you support the GMO or fluoride Facebook, Twitter feeds that are flooding our news feeds?
Yeah.
It's information.
Well, I don't find a lot of the GMO practices are really upsetting. Like the one generation seeds and I heard they try to make genetic code intellectual property. I don't support any of that. But adverse health effects from GMO organisms, I don't really buy that because it's just like manipulating genetic code is just changing the proteins, and it's not likely that's going to really harm you. It can harm the environment, like ecologically, if you have some type of frankenfood. So it can affect the environment ecologically. As for your nutrition, I don't think that's a very compelling argument. I studied biology and ecology and studied stuff about the genetic code. Ecologically it's a pretty fragile situation with these different introduced organisms, but for your health, I don't see a problem with them.
Well, yeah, I mean, who's doing the research, man? But most information we're getting is not really, we're not really seeking out the information. I mean, there's people like yourself who have studied biology, but then there's people who...
I'm not going to claim that much authority based on that because it was years ago, and I'm not currently like a biologist right now.
Because you're like 23 right now? 22, 23?
I'm 26.
26, okay, so it's a little ways back.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, seek out. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you get people love knowing what they know through Facebook.
Tell me your thoughts about the GMOs.
Yeah, it's not going to affect me. I can't really do shit about it.
Oh. If you could do something about it.
If I could,
Pretend you could.
if I could, I still wouldn't.
Oh.
It's not, nothing. I don't know. I don't have enough research on it. I wouldn't be able to make an educated decision, so I just think that I wouldn't be the right person to be doing anything about it for. That is some bullshit.
He's got blooped.
I know. I'm unprofessional as fuck. And I got blooped from my phone because there's my phone. That's
Well, yeah, you got both of them happening right there.
yeah.
I think that's quite some luck because all day I desperately check my Facebook for any type of activity,
Right.
and then here's one that happens uninitiated by yourself, or maybe they're responding to a comment or a goof you made.
No, it goes to my phone as well as on the Facebook.
Right.
So if it's a message, because I don't have internet on my phone, I have it goes through text message.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's someone private messages me or comments on something of mine, it'll pop up on my cell phone as a text message. But it's not. I never log on to Facebook, but I can post stuff from there on Facebook as a text. So
Yeah, I used to have a low functioning phone too. I used to text that stuff in there, or maybe you have a smartphone but
No.
you're choosing not to do the internet. You said that earlier. Yeah.
it's not a smartphone.
Oh.
It's it's from 2009, 2010 or something. Going quasi vintage. I enjoy. I have my computer. I have my podcast circa 2006.
Podcast is circa
Or
2013.
Podcast. My iPod. My MP3 player. Non company. Shit.
Doc?
The dock. I don't know. The dock is from. I'd say maybe 2010, 2009, somewhere in there. So, it's a lot I can get off of, lots of minimum wage jobs and just somehow acquiring shit.
It's good.
Yeah, it's all right.
You're using what works.
I'm using what.
Being effective.
Yeah, I'm making the most out of these shitty programs that I've had, man.
What do you mean?
Well, or not programs,
Hardware.
the hardware, making tubing and stuff.
I think with your life, you need to find a way to take away the fade effects in your life. You found a way to disable them in the computer. You need to take away the fade effects of your life and put a VLC media player in your life. You've done it with your computer already.
Yeah,
Time to do it with your life.
that's right. That's that can play anything. It can fucking bring in those old things that you didn't think work. You can try on anything else. But you throw it in that VLC fucking filter, man. It's popping right up and playing.
Play the old memories. Play the old you.
Yeah.
What was a time that you look back to where you were most proud of yourself, dude?
Oh, dude. 2012, 2013, man.
Oh.
I
Stick those in your VLC player. Bring them to the present.
That's what I need to do, man. I don't need no 2019, 1990 something or other.
You're already making fun of the year 2019.
Dude, have you been to 2019?
You're stalking 2019 bullshit.
I know.
Electronics.
Yeah, look at what 2009. But in 2019, I might be rocking I hope I'll be rocking 2013 shit by then, man. Because 6 years behind is okay, man. I don't need to be that up on shit, but I just need to VLC it. I like that.
He will still be around.
I probably won't.
Don't turn into. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
You're throwing a lot at me right now.
I know.
What if
I'll slow it up.
VLC will be like a conglomerate at that time. They'll be like a new
Dude,
Google.
that's what I was gonna say. If VLC became the new Google, that would be sweet, man. It's you don't need to ask. You ask a question on Google or on VLC, it just goes and pops up with the video.
Oh yeah. Can't we trust the VLC with all of our private data?
I think so. I think they're a lot more. Well, actually, I don't know. They seem like kind of an underground thing, but they don't have fucking crazy.
VLC stand for?
That's a good question.
I want it to be like something totally banal, like video let's video like computer or something. A video library computer player, and then video lab is what it says. I'm saying like what that if it became the conglomerate, even though it had like clearly a video player stupid name.
But it's not a stupid name, man. It's something you can remember. It's no Google, but VLC, man. Like, you're gonna probably, if you go and someone tells you, man, go look at VLC player, and you go back, like
Louis C.K. What?
yeah, and that's what it'll say in Google. You type in like LCK or something, they're like player, but then it's like, oh, did you mean Louis C.K. or did you mean VLC player? And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what it's called. Google's pretty good about that. I wonder if VLC would be able to match that. And somehow, maybe they just have a video, and they have maybe a live person that would come up and go, "Hey, I know this answer, man. It's VLC. I know what you're talking about, man."
Yeah.
I'd like to have that.
When I'm Googling something, and if Google, and I don't know what it is, and I'm Googling it, and then Google autocorrects it,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to find out something important.
Right. Yeah. Google's already starting on it, man. They're just like, it is from past searches that it guesses what you're gonna say, or is it more just like?
Something I haven't searched before, like let's say Holman's Diner or something. Let's say I never heard of it before, and then and someone says, "Hey, you been to Holman's?" And I'm like, "I don't know what Holman's is. Let me Google this." And then if I type it in and I say like Holman's Bar, and then it completes it Portland, and then I'm like, "Oh shit, this is gonna be a great bar."
Yeah, this is where it is. This is what. Yeah, this is what I was looking for, man. I found Holman's, and you click on it. It gives you a location, gives you probably Yelp review, but I don't care about Yelp reviews.
Clearly.
Clearly. I mean, you see how upset I seemed. Like, yeah, fuck Yelp reviews, man. Let's just go there, man. Look for yourself. It might suck.
That's what the Yelp reviewers did.
But who are these Yelp reviewers, man? They could just be dickwads.
I've done Yelp reviews.
Have you? Okay, well then I take back my dickwad comment, man.
I Yelped a computer warehouse that gave me cheap computer parts in Cornelius, Oregon.
Awesome. What was the name of it? Because I know they're going to probably be listening here at some point. They'll be here.
Shout out to CDC, Cornelius, Oregon, computer drive connection.
Awesome.
Freaking pallets of old computers.
No shit.
Probably a warehouse full of these Dells.
Nice. I could use another one for something. Then I can have porn on one, and I'm sure I'm gonna rip through it pretty quick.
That's what the first parallel computer was made for.
To look at porn.
They had there's a big research room computer, and they're like, "Oh, nice computer, but why have you made an exact replica of it next to it?" You're like, "Oh, this is clearly for the extraneous computations, which
AKA
I am Googling porn with my tape-driven computer."
I like it. I like it, man. It's smart. It's what needed to be done. Someone's like, man, I have this box, and I'll like, give me something. It'll give me an image, and like, maybe 13 minutes. Well, is the first person who put it there, or the first person who like found it and's like, it's they get an email.
Maybe someone was digitizing their pornography, and I wonder if they knew what they had done.
I don't know, man. Yeah, maybe there was just someone accidentally put it up there.
First digital porn image.
I think that's a good idea. That's some good learning device.
Yeah.
Well, we could theoretically do that.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Well, I wanted
Okay. We're gonna find out right now because this is the fucking hard hitting shit right here, man.
Research. Dismissing the Facebook page, opening a new tab with the smooth user interface of Google Chrome.
And we're even gonna go to Google.
Activating the keyboard. significant lag.
There is a lot of lag.
Significant lag.
There is lag.
My computer because I'm not connected to your Wi-Fi. I do not know your Wi-Fi password. I do not know the inner workings of this sanctum of technology in this studio. Google webpage has shown up. It is rapid firing these suggestions at us. We are digging, powering through, ignoring their distracting suggestions.
So,
Rusty is trying to turn.
what was the first portable computer?
What was the first porn image? That will give me like a cave drawing. I want to know, what is the first porn digital? Tell me that.
What?
I am an expert Googler.
Google Glass gets his first porn app and then bans it. Fucking assholes.
A bunch of news stories, and then I'm getting like a porn series, my first porn. I think that's going to be like a lost cause. I mean, the internet requires a lot of silent concentration and searching, thinking, putting together all your life experience into one search. You're getting first porn on the internet.
Wikipedia. What's Wikipedia have?
Wikipedia article on internet pornography.
Nice.
It's loading up. We have Windows XP interface. We have the blue color scheme. Beautiful royal blue taskbar on this Dell machine. Dell Dimension 4700. Intel Pentium 4. Hyper-thread technology. Hello. You have a supercharged Pentium 4. You have the Pentium 4 framework with hyper-threading technology. You have his Dell authorized Windows key. You got yourself a computer tower. We're on Belmont Street. Belmont with a political message at every single intersection. It is amazing. Rusty is learning. He is preparing to summarize the internet porn history. I was, Belmont neighborhood, Belmont 28th, the coolest place I have ever seen. I had to, I'm not being sarcastic. One time I was just walking down the street and I was thinking, this is so fucking cool right now. Like everything happening, everyone was wearing sundresses, people had big brown hair or whatever, black hair, people were just walking around, people had thick rimmed glasses, checking things out, parking their bikes, going to meet people. Were they having a podcast? It was 2010. Not likely they were having a podcast.
Not likely at all.
What'd you learn?
I learned nothing, man. I just looked. I saw a lot of words. I was looking for pictures, but right. I thought they put the first image, but it just says something about it being in
hardcore penetration.
Right. Well, that's
totally hot.
It takes a little while for me to work up to that. With looking.
Takes them a while to work up to it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this foreplay article trying to give me some background, which I haven't worked out. So you're not from this area, then?
Of Belmont?
Yeah, of around here.
You mean where I live currently?
Yeah, or where'd you live before? You lived in Corvallis.
I lived I had a little short stay. I was at my parents' house for a while, and then I was living in Hillsdale, and also along that I was living in California in the LA area at a English learning school as a live-in RA, and I just wanted to go live down and check out LA, and thought I was going to stay, but eventually I was like, I was feeling real depressed and I had to come home. So,
How long ago was that?
2011.
And now you're down there for how long?
3 months.
That's all.
3 months.
You're done with that, over it? Or would you go back, or?
I'd go back if I had a stable situation. I don't think it's hard to imagine a stable situation down there. All this traffic. You ever been to LA?
No, not for a fucking long time. It's been, yeah. I've been thinking about I'm not like a funny guy, funny enough to go down there.
They
There
have
were,
normal people down there too. They have people struggling, or not struggling, but people developing down there too. And it seemed like up here it was a better life, really, for where I was at, and much better life.
and now that you're out killing it,
Killing it.
killing it.
Whoa, God,
Yeah.
I got these jokes. Here's jokes. You go in a direction, you have a little premise or whatever, and you have a surprise or something, and that, involuntarily people are like, their diaphragms are convulsing,
Right. I just keep thinking of the diaphragm, but it's
contraception
the
device?
contraception device. I like. So why do they have like? It's really close, or is it the same? That
It's the
confuses.
same thing.
It's the same thing. So why did they do that? Why couldn't they like think of something? Because it's all about context. So when you say it, it's all like they're talking about something that's fucking like contraceptive device or something that like you use when you're talking or laughing or.
Boring answer is probably like the Latin root, and they're like, oh, diaphragm, constriction of a passage. Or
Ah,
something.
yeah,
That's probably what they mean.
but the other.
Same thing. They're probably like, oh, this is a passage, and then like another scientist was like, hey, this is a passage, am I right?
Right.
Oh, constriction in there. I mean, it's like the world's least funny scientist who's like, this sexual device appears as though it was a breathing muscle, and then they're like, that's their idea of wordplay, and they tried that at like an ancient doctor open mic, and like instead of clapping and laughing back then, they'd be like, oh yes, quite, I concur, and then they'd keep leeching each other to bleed the humorous. That's how humor started.
Yep. With the doctors.
Yep.
I thought that's how I thought because there are always some hilarious people. I know my fair share of doctors, and I'm usually ROTFLOL. I know a couple doctors. They're funnier maybe than the other doctors, but I don't know the other doctors, so I'm guessing. But I know I would never want to be a doctor as far as in the medical field because. If you saw me and you'd be like, "Oh, this guy's gonna do something with me," and I'm supposed to like, reassure them that hey, it's gonna be okay. You're probably not gonna die in my care. But
like you got the chart open, you're like, I guess. Oh, hold on, let me pull this up, and then you fire up your Dell.
right, you're gonna have to wait about 7 minutes for everything to start working, and then we'll go from there. And I'm gonna have to go on Wikipedia and double check stuff, and then I won't really read it. I'll just kind of like look over it.
Look over your monitor, and you're like, how do you spell coughing?
Right, and I'm like, well, I'll Google it, and then I won't.
This is freaking Pokemon.
Right. I'm trying to type in porn. They think I'm going to write Pokemon. Like, what? How do you think this is some like 11-year? Well, I guess.
Are you looking up symptoms or Pokemon?
Right. Why would I be looking at Pokemon? I don't know anything about Pokemon. Like hardly at all. It was like I was just a little too old for Pokemon. There are a few kids that are my age that were into Pokemon, but they were like. But like same with like Pogs and stuff. Like Pogs were like something that was just like
It hit you just right.
No, like it hit me like right under it. Like I just missed it. Like it was people who were like a year or two younger than me that were into Pogs and Pokemon. But like by the time that came around, I'm like, yeah, I'm too old and cool for that, man. I'm like, 13 and watching Rugrats and Ren and Stimpy and shit and Doug and doing fun stuff and getting into listening to Andrew Dice Clay.
I think Doug shaped my personality in a bad way. Or maybe I should have watched a little bit of it, but I watched too much Doug. I watched every episode about 4 times, I feel like.
Awesome. Did you? Okay, well, are you talking about the ones once they switched over and then like they were making the ones on ABC or something where he had different voice?
Only Nickelodeon ones.
Okay, good.
Here's what happened. Here's what I realized as a kid is that Nickelodeon has a few Nicktoons. Some of them have like 3 or 4 seasons. Some of them have more or were continually but they had Doug in the programming slot right alongside those. Didn't continue making new ones, so they played a lot of them over and over again.
Right.
Sure, Doug's a great show. Got a lot of great themes. Talk, about being cool and romance and being accepted and true friendship, and just sort of knowing yourself because of his journaling and everything. But I would watch those a little bit too much. Like I watched every episode like 4 times, and so it turned me into like, he is so lonely. Doug is a lonely man.
He was. Did you identify with Doug, or was there someone else?
I pitied Doug hard. And and his best bud Skeeter, like,
right.
imagine if Skeeter was your best bud. All he says is like, "Hey man, cheer up." That's all he says. That's the most comfort he gets. And then Mr. Bing comes along, and Mr. Bing's like, "Boy, check out this device I have going on. Oh gosh." There's no real person in Doug. Like, he doesn't connect with his sister. He can't connect with Patty. Maybe Roger Klotz was the most he connected with someone else.
Yeah. Hey, Doug.
Hey, funny.
Hey, funny. Yeah.
I've been noticing a lot about you, and I think that you. Well, he was able to insult him in a way that showed that he knew him, and he said a lot of stuff to him.
But then when push came to shove, someone else was fucking with Doug. Roger was there to.
You did?
No.
Oh.
I wish he did.
Oh.
But
I love it when like the villain turns a heel.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it happens. Like in Married with Children. I don't know if you watch that show ever. Okay. Well, like whenever you see, then other people are always having their feuds and shit, and then like whenever there's an external person that comes in, they team up and like both like fight each other or fight the external person, and then afterwards they're right back to fucking fighting with each other, and it's that cool little moment.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, the cool moment when they all team up.
Or they all team up before they go back to just like bashing on each other. But so I'm sure there was an episode where Doug and Roger.
Or Roger has a vulnerability or something.
Right.
And,
yeah, man. Like I used to get that I look like Skeeter when I was in middle school or high school, man. But then I am kind of that guy, man, that just goes around and I just go up and I say, "Hey, Doug!" I'm just that guy every once in a while. It was, I guess. I had the big nose and like I wasn't blue at the time, but at one point I may have been. But
Doug had no real connection to anyone, it seems.
No, he didn't. I don't think he did. He just was always there. Yeah, like in his sister was the beatnik chick, and
yeah, she didn't really say anything real. She'd shit on him or just say something way out there.
Right. Yeah, she's fucking whatever, Doug. And
I think cartoons like informed my style of interacting with people, and that I make it like very short and punctuated, and just throw something out and see what sticks.
Yeah, that was the thing of cartoons, man.
Yeah.
It just.
But that's what dialogue's about, like just like, hey, here's my thing, and then I don't know. Real conversations are not like dialogue, and if you watch a lot of shows or whatever, it doesn't teach you how to like have a real conversation.
Right. Yeah, it's just like quick fucking one-liners back and forth. Some of them might be funny, and yeah, you wait for the laugh track, and you hope the laugh track is placed in there right, but then those aren't even. They might not even be a funny thing. It just could be what the laugh track wants you to think is funny.
Yeah, whatever the joke is written to be, and
or
yeah, and on dialogue and shows and everything, you're not gonna have a character digging in and repeating what someone else says and showing understanding and connecting, and because that would be wasting space. Like you wouldn't have a character going, "How does it make you feel?" or listening or rephrasing what the other person said, and that's part of good communication.
It is, but it doesn't turn out funny, and Doug funny.
Doug funny. Oh yeah, puns.
Doug funny. Yeah, there's puns all day, man. There's one that I'm gonna do, and it's gonna have to do with Doug funny, man.
Why did you name him that?
Because he is absolutely fucking hilarious.
Nothing he does is really funny though.
I know.
I think it's like, oh, he's funny. Like, oh, he's not quite right.
Yeah, he's Doug, man. He's like.
There was a meta joke in that show, like they opened up his closet and there was a bunch of the Doug outfits.
All of them. That's all he had.
Yeah.
Why? Why couldn't Doug wear other clothes, man? To get to the other side.
Oh.
Not.
Why couldn't Doug wear other clothes?
Why couldn't Doug wear other clothes? Like, I never understood with cartoons. I understand the simplicity of wanting to keep it,
Because,
but
Doug was a commentary on Sharia law, and they actually lived in a deeply religious Muslim country, and the dress code was restricted. Don't know where to go with that one, huh? You're like,
no, you fucking got me there, man. Dropping the Doug knowledge, man. I'm fucking just like, wow, all right.
I always like Rocco's Modern Life.
Oh yeah, dude. And with his buddy Heifer, dude, that was some crazy shit. Like, there was one they did with credit card things. Like, that's something they don't teach you a lot about in school. Like, there's nothing really, how to spend wisely, what to with credit cards. Everyone turns 18 and like, hey man, we can get you this credit card. You can go and buy shit. And so, like, Rocco goes and buys all this stuff and just goes crazy on it and like ends up way crazy in debt.
Melt or something, or smoke the credit card after you use it?
I think so.
Yeah.
And then like he ends up like going way over, and these guys are coming for the money. So Heifer ends up going and selling one of his second stomachs to the spoiler alert, to the Scottish people. They use the bagpipe to go and get his money back to give to Rocco.
They give him a credit card or something.
Yeah, some good shit, man. It's fucking deep.
Yeah.
It's Rocco's Modern Life.
I like those characters a lot, and how just pathetic Filbert was.
Yeah.
Out of control Heifer was, and then very humble Rocco was, and sort of friendly and curious, and sort of the straight guy. Like straight absurd.
Yeah.
He was a straight guy. He was nothing much funny about him. Stuff happened to him, and then the big heads, like.
Oh yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Big Head, man, the fish.
Chaos, evil, and just awesome.
Yeah.
Those guys.
Dude, so do you watch SpongeBob at all? Did you get to that?
But when I watched it, I was just shocked at how absurd and physical. I thought it was real funny.
Yeah.
That shit was funny.
Or like Ren and Stimpy type of thing?
That was just guttural, in a guttural way, disgusting.
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy, like, they always had the close-ups of just disgusting things, and like, made me so uncomfortable. And as a kid, I didn't get that could be humor. I was like, gosh, how am I dealing with this?
Yeah, why am I watching this dude with the fucking like big like close-up hairy fucking face with a big boil or something coming off, like oozing pus, and it's like I'm like 7 or some shit,
They clean these people up.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah, without having to do a close-up on them, just straight up fucking freaky shot. But then, you got older, you start watching them again. Resurgence of YouTube.
The sensibilities of Ren and Stimpy was hilarious. How it was the Happy Happy Joy Joy song, like that gave me my first sense of like irony, because it's a freaking creepy, unsettling situation that's happening.
Stinky Whizzleteats, man, singing that song.
Stinky Whizzleteats.
Yeah, you're right, man. It's like there's got to be something like it's not Happy Happy Joy Joy going on in that song. Mm-mm. Not at all. It's
and then Log that's making fun of like the sensibilities of kids almost, because it's like yay in the milk sugar.
Powdered toast powdered toast man, or are you talking about the
cereal that was pure sugar?
Oh, sugar lumps.
Sugar lumps.
Like it was sugar lumps.
Oh.
Yeah, they were like.
It was always making fun of kids.
Yeah, and the kids were the ones eating that shit up. Like, I don't think there was enough parents that were watching that show with their kids, and they're really missing out. It's one of those things that it's written for adults, but it's just written in cartoon form where.
I think I get the same feeling when I'm at a mic and I hear like a Portland joke or a joke about someone like myself, and I'm like, oh, haha, that's so clever. I'm not like them. They're like me, but I'm not them. And then as a kid watching the powdered lumps, the sugar lumps, and the vlog, I was like, oh, look at these stupid kids. Kids are so stupid, but I was a kid.
And then doing the exact same thing, but with not. It's like, oh, it's not powdered or sugar lumps. It's I'm eating fucking Frosted Flakes and fucking Fruit Loops and shit, man. But I'm not eating sugar lumps, and I don't have a log.
I have a blog.
I have a blog, yeah.
It's blog.
So that's gonna have to happen if that hasn't happened right now.
Blog.
The blog song. We'll have to make it because there's no reason we can't because of if it's
the internet's wide open.
It's wide open, and if it's a whatever it's called, like a parody of a song, there's no like copyright laws on it. If it's parody, I mean like yeah. As far as I know, it's fucking Wild West to fucking YouTube.
Parody of the iPhone.
Yeah.
It's the same as an iPhone, only it has a joke on the back.
Right. A good joke.
Oh, yeah.
No, not a good. It doesn't need a good joke, but.
You know about Rocco? A lot of the team that made that went on to SpongeBob.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got into SpongeBob like maybe 10 years ago. I had a buddy who had a kid, and he's like, man, you gotta sit down and watch a show with us. And I'm
what
like,
was your initial reaction? Like, buddy, this is weird. I'll try it once.
yeah, and I would like after the first show, I started watching it. Like I was hooked after watching the first show, and I'd be, in my 20s sitting at home getting baked watching SpongeBob at middle afternoon.
He's so stupid and optimistic, but he's in reality still.
Right.
That's what I like. I like him.
But then it's like, then he has Patrick, who's like, who thinks that, but yeah, he thinks that SpongeBob's like the smartest fucking person in the world, and it's funny to watch the two. And then you got Squidward, who hates him. Yeah, I wouldn't want to hang out with him. Like if I saw him, he's he's that weird guy that's like probably creepy. The squirrel.
She thinks she's so good.
Yeah, she thinks she's the hot shit, man. She's like, oh yeah, I could go and crack a nut with this shit, and I can do karate. And yeah, she can do karate. She can fucking beat the shit out of SpongeBob. She has to wear a bowl when she's underwater hanging out with SpongeBob.
I've seen her.
Yeah, in real life.
No, I mean I've seen the bowl.
Oh yeah, yeah. She loves that. I think she's good with the bowl. She does good. It's good to have a bowl on your head. Hey, how about we've gone over an hour. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap that shit up.
Let's conclude it.
Yeah, well let's conclude it. We did an hour and didn't even know it. And it was like, okay, we're past an hour, so this is gonna be like an hour and 50-minute show. Well, keep hydrated. Keep hydrated. We won't. Next time, I'll make sure it's under 59 minutes.
Earlier we talked about why podcasting. Why was it again?
Because I listen to them, man. I want my own, man. People. I like talking to people. I don't want to be like the interviewer guy. I just want to be like, I go and I talk with a lot of people, and it's. I think. Not every episode's going to be someone that's... I mean, with the people who are listening, because there's going to be like 6, if I'm lucky.
Okay, before you go on and describe not every episode, keep in mind, I am on every single episode so far.
You are, and so, the first Steve Magnuson episode is going to be what's going to fucking put us over, because I'm glad that Steve came on the first one, because... It's a good when he messaged me back. I put up a thing on the FaceTube, and Steve's like, "Yeah, I'll do it."
Facebook.com. Log in with your information. Yep.
And yeah, you'll be able to sign up, and you go and you put a picture of yourself on there, and then you can look us up on the Facebook.
I responded to your post to go on. I like it.
You didn't like it, man. Like you didn't press like. I would have been like, oh cool, he likes it, but you just went right ahead and commented, and you're like, I don't know what you said, but you said something.
I want to go on, and I seize opportunities and just do things because like every morning I take a cold shower.
Do you really?
Yeah, every morning.
Wow.
Because I'm like, it's not gonna be fun, but I'll feel better after I do it, and so I take that philosophy like with a lot of the things I do. It's like, well, just go.
That is fucking awesome.
Cold shower, man. Try one for over, for at least a minute, and you'll probably have the best day of your life.
Dude, okay. I've had one buddy who did it, but he was at one point he was a tweaker. But I'm not saying you're a tweaker. That's the only person I know that's taking cold showers, man. But I like that idea. Like a cold.
My psychology professor recommended it.
I like it. So do you go hot then afterwards, or do you just stay cold? Like
no, normal and then cold, and I have a timer.
Do you do cold at the very end?
Yeah.
That's what. Okay, I've done that before. And like at the very end, you do cold until you can't take it, and then you just turn it off.
Just do anything you can to get through it, like shout or just like anything.
Start singing. Rocco's Modern Life. Rocco's Modern Life. Yeah.
I was such a connoisseur of that show, I could tell what season they were on based on the vocals present or absent in the theme song composed by the B-52s.
Dude, that's fucking commitment right there.
The initial season didn't, or one of either initial or later didn't have any lyrics.
It just what? Wow. Dude, we might have to sit down and watch some Rocco's Modern Life here at some point.
Just pause it and have a commentary.
Yeah.
Deconstruct the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And talk about what trauma in Joe Murray's life made him create this part of the show.
Yeah. You wanna come back and do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Deconstruct Rocco's Modern Life.
I'm down. I'm gonna need to have a smoke here, and then we can come back and rock it.
Today?
Not, we don't have to do it today. We can do it another time. Next time, Steve Magnuson is up here on the podcast. We'll deconstruct some Rocco's Modern Life as well as some other stuff. We'll have some context. We won't just be coming in here, no Vaseline, just going for it. We'll be able to talk about Rocco's Modern Life and possibly something else. Do some good.
Intriguing.
Yeah, it's an open format show. It's wherever something may lead, because I don't want to have to stop myself on some shit.
It's a Windows XP format. So.
Right, we should just call it the Windows XP fucking Dell Computer Podcast, man, or something. You're the idea guy for names. If you think of something, email it to me. Don't email it to me because I won't email. Find a way to get it to me. I email if you think of something, or I might think of something. But I'm working on the music, getting everything situated.
Mm-hmm. With your mandolin?
No, not with my mandolin. I have my 19th Street DJs music that I made back in 2009, 2010 with this other dude.
Was not your power year.
No, 2012, maybe 2013 might have been my power year, but I think it was 2012. I think it was like 29, 30 has been like good years, man. I'm not a little shit as much as I was anymore. I've grown out of my little shitness. I hope. But yeah, I'll rock out the mandolin at some point. I just still suck. But I like to get down every once in a while. But everything else I recorded on some PlayStation 2s through a DJ mixer. Yeah, straight up. Yeah, we had like my buddy and I, we had these programs that were like beat making programs, and so like he'd be playing some drum beat stuff, and I throw down a bass line,
I'll throw
and
in
then
some Spyro.
what's some
Spyro Year of the Dragon.
what's that?
It's a PlayStation 2 game.
Okay, dude, I got my PlayStation 2. What kind of game is that?
Oh, it's just an adventure game where you're a dragon.
Sweet. Do you get to like?
You can do.
Is it RPG dragon or is it like a first-person shooter dragon?
I'm going to describe one thing about this game, and you'll know exactly how the entire game goes. You are a dragon, and you have the ability to jump straight up in the air and do a butt stomp.
Cool. Cool. And does this bounce?
Butt stomp game. A lot of games. That's the whole genre.
A butt stomping game
The
genre?
where the character can do a butt stomp.
Dude, that's my kind of game. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Does he like? So when he does it like do like a shock of energy to the ground when he does it, or do you have to like land on the person or the item?
You have to land on the thing, and maybe you pound in a stick or something.
You have to pound in a stick with a butt stomp, dude.
Or a broad stick.
It's not like a
Yeah, you have to impale yourself anally.
good.
And it is the effect when you do it. I'm visualizing. The character is just a thwomp, and the camera doesn't shake or anything. I think it would be real cool to have the camera shake, like it would be in one of those first-person perspective movies, like found footage video game. But no, they did not have that type of vision.
I think it's time you need to hook up with some people and make a dragon butt slam game, dude. Or was that the term you used? You said butt slam, or?
Yeah, butt slam. Mario 64, you could butt slam.
Oh yeah.
Super Mario World 2, you could butt slam as Yoshi.
Super Mario World 2.
Yeah, when you're a baby Mario with Yoshi.
I don't know. I don't think I played that.
You could be a rock Kirby and sort of do a butt stomp.
Like in Smash Brothers.
Smash
Uh-huh.
Bros, you got Bowser can do a butt stomp. A lot of characters doing butt stomps. It's a classic video game staple.
Yeah, it's an underrated fucking tool, man. I'm gonna learn some butt stomping, man.
Butt stomping in real life.
Yeah.
Professional wrestlers do that.
Right. They do, but it's not like the downward thrust. It's like you might get hit like someone running and they throw a butt in your face or something, or like a butt like at you, but you're not gonna be like. Actually, I don't know. I don't have to YouTube to see if there's someone who just does a straight up butt stomp. Yeah, butt moves in professional wrestling, and I'll see what will pop up.
Finishing move by this one wrestler who like gets in the corner and then sticks their face right in their butt.
Oh yeah. Rikishi, the stink face, just right in the corner, and like I don't know, man. Like there can't be anything good that comes out of that. No matter how much you shower or whatever, you're still gonna get that fucking ass in your face.
I think the writers of professional wrestling, I think that's what Ren and Stimpy went on to do.
I think so.
They started working for professional wrestling. Like they wrote The Rock, they wrote Rakisha.
I think that it makes sense, man. I see a lot of parallels between fucking Ren and Stimpy.
Rivalry is just Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
And one of the character, the good guys like Ren, and then the bad guy is like, "You idiots!" coming out.
And yeah, I think
every wrestling conflict.
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy.
I'm down with that, man. Fucking Ren and Stimpy, man. Like, and then sometimes you get cousin Sven coming over.
What animal was he?
Dude, he was Ren's cousin, but he was really good friends with Stimpy because he was like kind of retarded, like Stimpy was. But like he came in and like they end up playing that game, Don't Whiz on the Electric Fence, which classic game, man. I had the CD, the Ren and Stimpy CD called "You Idiot." And there's a song, Don't Whiz on the Electric Fence, that they played during that episode.
You
And
set that when you had PlayStation 2 and made beats?
I'm going to now. I can record sound, so I might as well do it because that'll be a great remix. Just or at least little sound bites from it, and just "Don't whiz on the electric fence." and just go with that, man. That would be a good hook, man.
Electric
Yes. I think that's perfect.
And then just have like a waterfall effect. Like waterfall sound footage. And like an underground vocal effect on the so it sounds like this singing the song underwater.
Under a water of urine.
Yeah. Underwater with urine, man.
That sounds like a cool name of a band.
Yeah. If I was underwater with urine, I'd worry about Wandis. My friend Juan drowned in urine, and I am seeking some Wandis for this act. Alright?
Yes.
We need to find some Wandis.
Yes. Thank you, Juan. Juan, I
Thank you, Juan. Why are you thanking him? Thank you for the sacrifice.
Right.
Juan, for teaching us all.
Yeah, Juan, you did great. You did great. I'm gonna let it go. We brought it back to fucking your buddy Juan, dude. So to all the yellow people out there, I hope you're on The Simpsons. You're not actually yellow. Steve, what do you want to say to the world of everyone that gets to listen to the Steve Magnuson episode 1 on insert name of podcast?
Yeah, don't forget to rewind and mark the podcast as new so you can remember to listen to it again.
Yes. Let's call it. All right. Fucking thank you. Listen again. Steve Magnuson episode 1. Poop.